last week of our series, So You're Dead. I hope we've been able to answer some questions that you have about heaven and hell and how to make the best of your short time on this earth while we wait to be with God forever. But I know there are some still questions out there that you may struggle with. I have a friend who always says to me, so what if you're wrong about heaven? Well, the truth is, I don't really have a clue what heaven's going to be like. I still have questions. But here's what I want you to take home with you today. God has given us a map, the Bible, His Word. This is our guide to living a good life that honors God and honors others. He has given us His Son who offers forgiveness of our sins. I trust God. I trust His Word. See, I don't know how I will die, but I will. I don't know when I die, but I will. So you or a friend may not know all the answers like God does, but we don't understand every internal component of an Xbox, but we trust it will turn on and play the disc that we put in it. Think about this. Every day we get into a 4,000-pound rectangle with roughly 2,000 parts working simultaneously. So, this is John, my mechanic. John.
Hey. Hi,
and
Jeff.
I would feel a lot more comfortable driving this vehicle if I actually knew how it worked. So, do you think you could explain this complicated machine to me and my small group?
I'll try to do my best.
All right.
This is a 1.8 liter engine, and that tells you how much volume it has. This engine in particular has twin carburetors. They're English carburetors. They're SU carburetors, which gives you extra protection. And if you get negligent about changing the oil, not too negligent, then you'll be much better off. So it would be, instead of an alternator, it's a very simple. The starter, they almost never wear out. You have to abuse them to some large extent. The interesting thing about the carburetors on this engine, had to build a manifold for it since it's an adaptation. Manifold, intake manifold from one engine and the carburetors from another engine, and it's able to cruise on the interstate. And when 70 is the speed limit on the interstate, you can't run 74 miles an hour. You know, you got to have a little more speed. And that means the valves are actuated in the head from the top of the cam with lobes. But this is an overhead cam engine, and they cause the valves to open and close at appropriate times. Simple engine and very dependable. Change the oil filters and oil, and change the air filters. And maybe all you do is put gas in it and drive. Basically, you put gas in the tank, it comes forward, a fuel pump pumps it into the engine, goes through the carburetors into the combustion chamber where the power takes place. 15 parts air to 1 part gasoline. Basically, an engine, in an engine, it has 4 cycles. Turning is where you get the power. Crankshaft turns, the pistons rise up into the cylinders, pushes that piston down at the same time another one's coming up. And on motorcycles, they turn up to 13,000 on one cylinder, and then keeps rotating. You come around, you get a power on another, and then another, and this goes on and on and on, and power on another, and then another, power on another, and then another. We developed metallurgy fuel pumps, much more dependable. They're simpler. 1962. Oh, Jeff. Yes. You okay?
Yeah.
Oh, you think that's enough now?
I get it. I am fully aware how
All
this
right.
thing. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, that was simple. See, I don't understand relay connectors and calibrators and other stuff, but I trust that the door's going to open if I pull on it. I trust that if I push a button, I'm going to hear music created in another part of the country. Because I don't understand how every part works together to make another part function, doesn't mean that I don't trust cars. Same goes with God. See, I got many questions about death, but I trust that God has given me what I need to survive this earth till my body gets old. And I trust that He will be waiting for me in a spectacular place called heaven that I can't even begin to imagine.